Round 21 of the Aviva Premiership saw clubs across the league vying for the all-important final points of the season. With matters still to be decided at both ends of the table, there would be both jubilation and heartbreak for fans, along with 3 hat-trick performances. The 2 Challenge Cup finalists met at the Rec for the Friday night fixture, with Northampton already guaranteed a semi-final berth. The onus was on Bath to stake their own claim for the playoffs. The sides were well matched in the first half and went into the break at 6-all, but it was a moment of magic that ignited the contest after the restart. With the advantage being played, George Ford skipped through the challenges before showing great pace to get the ball to the try line. It took 7 minutes for the Saints' response to come. After a spell of possession in the Bath 22, Stephen Myler set up Jamie Elliott with a delightful offload. There was barely anything between the 2 sides, and when Ford notched a penalty with 3 minutes to play, it looked to be the decisive score in the game. As Saints applied some last-gasp pressure, Anthony Perenise found himself in the sin bin for a tip tackle on Mike Hayward. Myler made no mistake with the kick, drawing the sides level again. With the final play of the game, referee Matthew Carley gave Bath the advantage for a no-arms tackle. Ford attempted a drop goal and as the ball sailed wide, expected to be given a chance to win it from the tee. But there was a final twist in the tale as the TMO was called into action to review the tackle. The decision was revoked and with it the final whistle blown, with the sides level at 19-all. Heineken Cup finalists Saracens had already booked their home semi-final spot and put out a strong side as they hosted Worcester. The Warriors' new defeat would relegate them from the Premiership, and it was bad news for Dean Ryan's side after just 4 minutes. David Stretter with his 11th try of the season after some pacey build-up play. And fellow wing Chris Ashton scored his 6th try of the season soon after as the hosts built momentum. Chris Pennell's contribution to the Warriors' cause has earned him a nomination for Player of the Season, and he showed his class running a great line through the Sarries' defence. But the hosts dealt a hammer blow to Worcester's survival hopes on the stroke of half-time, as Jackson Ray streaked through for his first try of the afternoon. And Sarries carved their way to the Worcester try line again, Richard Wigglesworth feeding Ashton for the Wings' 2nd try of the afternoon. It was relentless from the league leaders. As Jackson Ray went over for his hat-trick, they found themselves 34 points clear. Sarries' league tally now stood at a record 85 points. Worcester, to their credit, rallied late on, with Samisi to Alava and then Pennell again putting over a late brace of tries. But the damage had already been done, with the Warriors' 20th league defeat of the season consigning them to relegation.
Yeah, we've got to learn from the whole 6-7 months and see what we got wrong early in it and why we couldn't change as quick as we would have liked, and take that into what is going to be a tough year for us, because being in the Championship is going to be a tough experience for all of us, but it's the start of something where if we do get a chance to come back to this, that we've learned from this experience and we're better for it.
The Shed was out in force for Gloucester's final home game of the season and were treated from the very first minute when Sione Kalamafoni opened the host's try account. It was the first of 9 tries in what was a pulsating game in the West Country. Charlie Sharple stretched his side's advantage, running down a well-placed kick before diving over. With Billy Twelvetrees picking up a knock, Nigel Davis put on former Leinster man Shane Monaghan. And after a season hampered by injury, Marlon Yard was looking to put himself back in the international frame. And he did so, scoring a superb solo effort. A third score from the Cherry and Whites from the replacement Monaghan gave Gloucester command, but another mesmerising run to the line by Yard dragged his side back into the contest. Gloucester grabbed the try bonus point through Monaghan with a minute gone in the second half, and Irish followed suit, with Yard finding the try line for his hat-trick and the Exiles' 4. With Ian Humphreys adding the extras and a further penalty, Irish found themselves in the lead. But the last word was to belong to Monaghan, who found space out wide to run in his 3rd try. Freddie Burns' last run out at Kingsholm was capped with a last-second penalty kick, bring to an end a high-scoring encounter. Without a Premiership win since October, Newcastle travelled to High Wycombe desperate for a positive end to their season, and they made a blistering start. Scotland international Mike Blair running over under the sticks. Falcons were clearly not short on confidence as Alex Tate led a breakaway inside his own half before offloading for Joel Hodgson to go over. Wasps were keen not to let their advantage in the race for 7th place and Champions Cup rugby slip, and the fight back was started as the impressive Nathan Hughes bundled over on 20 minutes. That started a run of 29 unanswered points for the hosts, capped by Joe Simpson after great work out wide by Elliot Daly. The half-time interval was a welcome relief for the North East outfit, and they came out of the break with renewed optimism. Noah Cato notching 2 tries before the hour mark to level the scores, with the conversion nudging Newcastle back in front. But then the pendulum swung back towards Wasps. Fialami Helu showing great composure to pick up Andy Goode's precise kick before rolling over. Charlie Hayter then settled the home fans' nerves with 10 minutes to play, all but confirming their Champions Cup playoff spot. Leicester travelled to the AJ Bell in the hope of confirming their presence in the playoffs and ending the Sharks' charge for the top 4. And as Owen Williams dinked through, it was Nicky Gonover who got the Tigers on the board, finding his way over the try line for the 12th time this season. Toby Flood was brought on to replace Anthony Allen, and the England man made an impact before the stroke of half-time when he slipped through the Sharks' defence. Club captain Flood will be bidding Tigers farewell at the end of the month, but was on hand to finish off another Tigers attacking move. The score sealed the bonus point and looked certain to sink the Sharks' playoff ambitions. But Steve Diamond's outfit have been nothing if not resilient this term and mustered a late flurry of tries, ignited by Michael Patterson. The 10,000 that had turned out in Salford were then treated to a brilliant effort from Johnny Liotta as he scythed his way through the Leicester defence. But the result was assured by a late David Melee score, sending them to yet another Premiership semi-final. After Friday night's stalemate at the Rec, Quins knew they needed to win at Sandy Park to preserve their hopes of finishing in the top 4. With Bath to travel to the Stoop in the final fixture, they could not afford anything less than 4 points in Devon. But they made a poor start and failed to deal with the Chiefs' maul, with Dave Lewis on hand to go over for the Chiefs. The Londoners were bolstered with the return of Ugo Monya to the starting 15, and the winger had the strength to hold off a challenge before diving over for the score. Gareth Steenson put Exeter in command though, slotting a pair of penalty kicks to send the Chiefs into half-time with an 11-point buffer. And Quins' arrears were made worse after a scintillating move gave Matt Jess a run in under the sticks, to the jubilation of the home fans. Nick Evans though led the fight back with a try and a successful conversion just a minute later. Kiwi fly half added a couple of penalties to keep Quins in touch with the Chiefs. A try from Danny Kerr brought Quins to within a point, setting up an unbearable finish for the Exeter faithful. And with 5 minutes to go, Quins deployed a well-worked line-out move, allowing Tom Guest a clear passage to the line. Evans missed the conversion, but it was enough for Quins to claim the narrowest of victories and set up a playoff decider with Bath next week. So with 1 round of matches left to play, the top 3 sides have all booked their semi-final slots, with Saracens certain to finish the season on top of the league with that record points total. Bath and Quins will play out a crucial decider at the Stoop for the final slot, while Sharks' valiant charge for a playoff spot has now been extinguished. Wasps' recent upturn in form has handed them 7th place and a tie against Stade Francais for entry to next season's Champions Cup. Worcester's Premiership exit has now been confirmed, and Falcons fans can now breathe a sigh of relief before the final round next weekend. For all the latest Premiership news, subscribe to the official YouTube channel or log on to premiershiprugby.tv.